Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Shadows of Nox with Echoes of the OSS. Today, or tonight rather, we are going into part 2 of the code, a scenario written by Chaosium. The authors, of course, let's see, Christopher Lackey with Lynn Hardy, which we'll have put up, hopefully. I think we still have that graphic.
Yeah, but not with audio on it.
That's
but
fine.
I will get it. But I will get it up there. Yes.
No, you're good. We're going into that scenario. There's a decent amount that I've adapted and changed to fit in with the overall story that we've already been doing. But if you are interested in that scenario yourself, you can go to Chaosium's website. It's in Mansions of Madness, Volume 1. It's a really good time, honestly. Tonight's episode is Cryptic Messages, which if you were able to see last time, you'll understand a little bit of some of the information that Nora and Forrest were able to uncover. They're just going to get a chance to uncover more things tonight. So that'll be fun. So let's see. I'll, Ava, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and your character.
Sure. I'm Ava Rogers, and I'm exhausted tonight. Don't mind if I'm not at my normal. I was going to say that, then I realized I'm not really a very perky person to begin with.
I don't know how to say it.
I am playing Nora Shea, a cryptologist who is becoming quite paranoid. Sister to Cherry Matthews.
Yeah. Yes. Which is Christina's character. Christina, you can go ahead and introduce yourself. And
I am. For some reason, my screen is not working.
Fun
and I cannot
times.
see anything. So I'm just gonna start talking. I'm Christina Presley. I play Cherry Matthews. She's 20 years old. Nora is her older sister. She was a secret spy during World War II, and she has now come back to the States and is slowly working with CIA and getting connected more in the spy realm. But she is also a songstress and an actress. That is her day job and night job.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes they bleed over into each other because the actress and everything part can make a really good, useful cover sometimes.
Right.
All right. Vorrt, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
I am Vorrt. I am playing Rocco Wrench Crenshaw, a former Army engineer / mechanic, and somebody who occasionally talks to machines. Because the Omnissiah said so.
All right. And Teslan.
Hello, Teslan Kierinhawk, also Tom Augustine. I'm playing Forrest Flanagan, a guy who is a soldier and a bodyguard, and he is completely happy with the level of paranoia that Nora Shea has started developing. He finally feels that she's taking her safety as serious as he does.
Mm-hmm. And for good reason with everything.
Yeah, but he doesn't hear any weird voices. He just is good at killing things. But he's got to learn to take cover.
Yes.
Next time, take cover.
Yeah, bullets hurt.
Yeah.
Which Forrest already knew, but
yep.
Yeah.
The one dodge rule in Cthulhu makes it
really tricky. Yeah.
Really, really tricky and pretty deadly.
Yeah.
Which
and
is
you, to be clear, you don't hear any voices yet. It is Call of Cthulhu. All right.
that's fair. Yes. Okay. That's his current. Well, you always report your
Yeah.
current status.
Right. Yeah. Which you did.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So, over last time, just to recap things a little bit, Nora found some interesting things in her dorm room when she returned. Things that apparently she put there before she left for the Hollywood set, just she didn't remember. Things dealing with the espionage trade that she's essentially, enwrapped in now. And while trying to go to the library to ask around about the 7-foot tall man, see if she could get any information, and also just check out some books for Forrest so that he can have some reading in the hospital. She had another encounter with said 7-foot man. A very brief, not physically threatening one necessarily, but it was enough that Nora suffered a little bit of temporary insanity and doesn't remember everything that happened exactly in the library. She knows something bad happened. She knows the 7-foot man has something to do with it. And she knows she was able to check out the books for Forrest. That's about it. Then she went back, visited Forrest in the hospital, which this is all in the same day of when they got back. Neither one of them have really slept very much still. And they went over the microdot film that Nora found in her dorm room that she apparently took before they left for Hollywood. And yeah, they are currently still looking a little bit at that. Forrest, you are, you have probably morphine, right? Everything else, you're probably starting to, your body wants to drift off, right? And sleep. Your mind and your heart probably wants to try to keep you awake and engaged with Nora being there, right?
Mhm.
Obviously.
Yep.
But the morphine is making that quite difficult. Go ahead and give me a con roll, please.
Okay.
A hard success. All right, so you feel your eyes getting really heavy and everything. Your body's getting really relaxed and everything, but you have that military bearing, that focus that you're just like, nope, I will sleep when I tell myself to sleep, right? So you are still keeping a relatively watchful eye on Nora while she's there, and you two are probably at the moment that you're taking a break from looking at the microdot film because even with the lens you have, it still does strain the eyes a bit. And you're probably reading some of the books you have by what was it, Harper McLean,
Yep.
a horror mystery adventure kind of author, right? Ish.
Yeah, I'll be honest, they're not books, they're comic books.
Well,
because
yeah.
that's what he did. He did a series of horror comic books as a way to give people an introduction to the occult. The way Bram Stoker's, gave people an introduction on how to kill vampires. That was Harper McLean's intention, and Mary Shelley's, got it right this time, I think, introduction to how to deal with mad scientists' creations. Both of those were excellent primer books, and Harper McLean has stepped up and done them for the occult and Cthulhu mythos in a series of comic books, horror comic books, which were big back then.
Yeah, very big right now. Yeah, you are reading some of those. you and Nora both are trying to recover a little bit, kind of trying to settle down in the sense of, not take anything on too stressful yet or anything like that. Let's see, I'm looking at recovery of sanity real quick again, because I believe Forrest was essentially trying to do some self-care by reading and just trying to relax in the hospital. So with that, let's see. So you would make a sanity roll, essentially, is the mechanics of that. And you don't have to necessarily do it yet. We can go into that when we get to the scene with you and Nora, because it'll likely be both of you making a sanity roll and seeing how well you both kind of recover during that interaction, right? As for the other two agents, Cherry and Rocco, after you were picked up in the motel, outside the motel by Agent Gleason and everything, he then took you in a vehicle to an airstrip. Forrest was taken in an emergency vehicle to said airstrip while under care, and Agent Gleason was able to, use a little bit of his government pull to have Forrest be loaded onto their military chartered flight with military medics, rather than having him go directly to the hospital that was there in California.
Okay.
And the military medics kind of cared for him on the flight back over.
Okay.
During that time and everything, some of the medical professionals would have been able to attend to you, Rocco. Go ahead and give me a Constitution check for Rocco. All right. So you can go ahead and roll a D3. Two. So that's 2 more hit points back that you were able to heal from that initial medicine check and everything. So by the time you got back and everything, you had the 2 additional hit points and everything. So that puts you at 9 out of 12.
Yep.
So when you got back into Cambridge, plane landed and everything at the regular airport. A ride took you all back over towards the Harvard area and everything. Got Forrest directly to the hospital right away, checked him in, processed him and everything. At that time, did you want to be seen by the medical staff at Cambridge Hospital as well? Or do you think Rocco's just going to try to tough it out the rest of the way, so to speak?
My injury wasn't from like an actual bullet wound or anything. It was just getting clocked upside the head, right?
Yeah. Like you likely are developing a little bit of bruising and everything, and mainly dealing with the aftermath of a concussion. But that's about it, really.
I'd asked for like an ice pack and maybe some, something for the pain a little bit, but I'm not gonna bother with a hospital. I almost said hotel, hospital.
Right. Yeah. And they give you the ice pack and the pain meds.
Definitely not a hotel. No mints on the pillow.
No, I'm picturing a hospital that leaves painkillers on the pillow. And I think that's a very weird implication to make.
Mint chocolate covered pain pills.
But yeah, so you'd get your medicine and everything. Forrest is checked into a room. And meanwhile, Nora is there because I believe she was initially with him for quite a while in his room. At that point, what do you do there, Rocco?
Well, if they're set for right now, I guess I'll check in with whoever I report to.
Okay. Yeah, Agent Gleason will probably be able to debrief with you and everything. And while you're heading over to debrief with Agent Gleason, Cherry, during that flight over and everything, is when you essentially debriefed with Agent Gleason. So you know, he took you to the airstrip, boarded the plane and everything that they had. And while Nora, Rocco, and Forrest were busy with Forrest being treated and Rocco being treated, he pulled you aside. He's like, all right, so how did the first mission go?
I have to say, it went surprisingly pretty well. I think I did a really good job. I got some really good information.
As I understand, you helped the FBI bring in essentially someone who ran an entire Soviet spy cell.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm not remembering. Did she give the names, the other names?
She hasn't actually given any of the names directly to Agent Gleason yet.
Okay.
He just knows that she's essentially like giving over every last bit of information she has to the FBI, including names and everything. But he doesn't know specifically what all those names are.
So we work for the FBI, not the CIA.
You work for the SSU, which is technically neither. Historically, the CIA actually doesn't exist yet.
Okay.
What you're in is what would technically become the CIA later on.
I'm glad that I'm paying attention. Thanks for
No, you're fine. It's always interesting playing a historical game and trying to figure out what actually existed at that time, right?
Well, and I got some more information that I didn't share with the other agent on purpose.
Okay.
Because
are you sharing this with Agent Gleason, or?
I'm saying this out loud.
Okay.
And to be honest, I'm a little leery about sharing it with you.
Interesting.
Yeah. I know I'm new to this, but I'm pretty good at reading body language. And I was surprised by some other names that I got. And how do I know for sure that you are clean?
Did she give you my name?
Maybe.
Oh, that's weird. I haven't done anything directly with Soviet spy rings, even undercover.
Were you during World War II?
I was serving in the war with Forrest.
Oh, that's right.
Most of my missions that I did were with Forrest. Just about all of them.
Okay. Actually, I'll tell you. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Fair enough. Like the watch, right?
Right.
And he looks down at his watch and puts his hand over it to make sure it's still there.
So she'll tell him about, wait, I wrote the names down. And I actually did write the names down, but she will give him a list and say, these are the other names. I talked to the lady in the car, but again, I don't know the other FBI agent, or the other agent. Right. So I asked, what other names did she recall? So she told me about Harry Gold, Clinton Conley, Claire Conley, their brother and sister.
Yeah, and they're on the list that we had.
Yes, and Abe Rothman, Irving Lerner, and Arthur Adams. And she
thinks a lot of those have been suspected before, but yeah.
Right. But she is quite terrified.
Understandably so. A lot of the people seem to be connected in various ways, and I mean, she essentially just had a hit taken out on her by Moscow, so.
Right.
All right. With that information, did you find anything more about Irving Lerner?
I will say, I'm not 100% sure that he had anything to do with the fake mustard gas.
Okay.
I know he's on our list, but that's the director, right?
Yeah.
I just have not, I don't know. I just don't think he's as nefarious as we think he is.
Okay.
But
There's so far there's only been the one incident with him, right?
Right.
And it's been hard to tell if that was an accident or intentional.
Right.
But with that, with you getting close to him and figuring out some of this information and everything, that at least helps confirm in the direction that he's not necessarily involved. We'll likely still keep an eye on him, but that's still good information to know. So with everything that sounds like you're able to figure out, I think we should focus on the next ones on the list that you have that were named by Miss Bentley.
Okay.
Clinton Claire Connolly.
Okay.
From what I understand, Clint Connolly was actually seen in the area of Cambridge recently.
Okay.
For what
Do you know-
means, I don't know.
Do
Obviously,
you know how
but
old he is?
yes, he's. Hold on, let me look that up. Actually,
I'm a little surprised, Agent Gleason. I thought you knew how to do your job.
ouch. All right. I mainly have to just open a book.
No, I'm just giving you a hard time.
All right, here we go. He is 36.
Okay.
Or, sorry, 26.
26. Okay.
Yeah. He worked as a machinist in the Manhattan Project for a little bit.
Okay.
But we suspect both him and his sister are feeding information to the Soviets in one way or another.
Do you know if he's married?
Not as far as we know. As far as we know, he's single. We've never seen him with really anyone else other than his sister. Recently, we haven't even seen him with her. So.
Okay. And do we know how old she is?
She is 23.
23. Okay. That should be easy.
From the information we have.
Okay. And are you wanting me to get information from him, or are you wanting me to apprehend him?
More or less observe, report. If you see that he's threatening the life of anyone or anything like that, directly intervene where you can. If need be, give me a call. I'll try to come and help. Rocco should be able to help you out. He should be able to recover in the next week or so, hopefully. Of course, Nora will be able to help as well where you need her. But this is essentially handed to you as your mission. So if you need assistance from any of the other agents, just that's up to your discretion, right?
Okay.
And
All right.
if you find anything that clearly indicates yes, he is talking with the Soviets or in league with them in a concrete way, then yeah, give me a call and we'll work on bringing him in.
Okay.
Also, if you can figure out where his sister might be,
Okay.
normally they work together on almost everything. Ever since Clint went and did the machinist bit with the Manhattan Project, he hasn't really been working with Claire because Claire didn't get anything in the Manhattan Project.
Okay.
So
I have
don't
one more
know if
question.
they've fallen out. Yeah.
Are there any rules about, are there certain lines we're not supposed to cross?
Try to do things as legally as possible.
That's not a problem. But are there certain lines in regards to appropriateness?
Appropriateness, as in,
I
are you
have a
thinking about
set of
seducing him? Is that?
I have a set of skills that say,
Mhm.
let's say Forrest may not.
I mean, get information how you can.
That's what I need to hear.
So
And she's gonna put her hand up like to give you a high five. Nope.
he's gonna put his hand out to do a handshake like
And
normal.
she's gonna be like, no.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks. See you later. But she will try to get the watch again.
All right, go ahead and give me a sleight of hand.
Okay. Let's
Uh,
see. Where are the dice again?
Oh, and also, let's see. Your character gets a chance to potentially improve skills
Roll
from last
directly
time.
from your character sheet.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
You just click
So
on the
it
skill or
looks-
whatever you're rolling.
Yeah, it looks like you have persuade and spot hidden with dots next to them. So
Okay, so
you can either start with your sleight of hand roll for this situation, or we can.
I'll do persuade first.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
roll.
So if you've. Oh, okay. So that one doesn't improve. That's a really good roll for it, but not to improve the skill, sadly.
Okay, slight
And,
spot hidden.
Spot hidden
Oof.
is also amazing. Let's see if
Oh no,
that's
you're
the
rolling
same
too
level
well
of
to improve your
success
skills.
you get with sleight of hand, right?
Yeah. So this now it's 4 right now.
Or the specific situation. Yeah. Oh, the exact
you-
opposite end of the
Oh my
spectrum.
god.
Oh man. So you go to take it and everything, like you go to the wrist that it's always been on and everything, and you notice it's not even on his wrist right now. Like,
I will get
like, and he holds it up in his other hand. He essentially pulled it off of his own wrist before reaching out to shake your hand this time.
I know what you're up to. I'm here to stop it. Naughty.
And since you failed the roll, you don't get to put a dot by sleight of hand.
Oh.
You only do that if you get a success when you actually do the skill.
That seems dumb.
But you also do get to roll your luck, so you can just click luck. And if you fail the luck roll, your luck will also improve.
Please fail.
All right, so roll a d10 and
Now,
add
where
it to
do
your
I
luck
find
score.
those dice?
Off to the far left side, the bottom little symbol option that looks like a 20-sided die is the dice. So you would click that and it
Off
should pull
to
up a
the
menu of the
far
type.
left. Where?
Yeah, it should be an
Oh,
option in roll 20, a little
sorry.
menu bar off to the left side.
Just a minute. It's being ridiculous. Oh, there it is. A D10.
Correct. 7. So you can add 7 onto your luck score.
Oh,
So
that's not bad.
yeah, that makes it 55. So
And is that good
Yeah.
for luck?
yeah, I mean,
I mean, more luck is better.
Yeah.
right, yeah, luck can get up to like 99, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I don't think there's a
With
situation in
fluctuate.
which high luck can hurt you.
Yeah,
Oh,
and like your luck can get down to 0, and you're technically still fine.
Yep.
It's just you don't
Okay.
have any luck left to rely on.
You're
No.
just shit out of luck.
Exactly. Yeah, the luck mechanic in
That's
this, I really
terrible.
like the way it works. All right, Rocco,
Yes.
we'll go ahead and do your advancement rolls as well. Let's see here. So it looks like you have listen, mechanical repair, occult, electrical repair, spot hidden, and stealth and physics. Wow.
Yeah,
got
I
a
have a
lot of
lot.
things.
I have a lot
Yeah.
that have been banked.
Right. All right. Let's
Uh-oh,
see
'cause-
how this goes.
All right, electrical repair.
All right. No, you
Yep.
are still too good to get better. Sadly, right?
All right, listen.
Awesome. Listen improves. You're also getting a little more paranoid, right?
What? D10 for that?
Correct. Yes.
Ooh.
Mm.
From a 20 to a 30.
Heck
Ah.
yeah.
That's a hell of a increase.
What happens when I don't listen?
Oh.
Nice. I like it. I like it.
Mechanical repair.
Yes.
Nope.
Sad. Occult.
Missed it by that.
Well then, okay.
Oof.
Can I spend like 9 luck and fail it?
Sadly, it doesn't work that way, right?
All right, spot hidden.
Awesome. So spot hidden improves again. The paranoia is increasing,
Mhm.
like with Nora. 4. Okay.
I think almost all of mine increased.
Almost, yeah. I think it was might have been like cryptography didn't or something.
Yeah.
You know, something that was
Probably
already
something
really
like that,
good.
yeah.
No. No.
Critical success on set. You can't even see yourself right now.
Yeah.
That might be the concussion, but you know.
I've got the John Cena powers. That's fine.
And
right.
physics.
Physics.
You are Drax the Destroyer. You can stand
You know way
so
too much about physics.
Yeah, you can stand so still that
Haven't
no one
learned
sees
anything
you.
new. Yeah. I love that scene. All right.
And do I get a chance to roll to increase luck as well, or
You do, yes. And your luck does not improve. The fate
All
still
these-
thinks your luck is good enough for you right now.
all these glorious, glorious rolls?
Right. That's
Burn
one of the
wrong
things with
time.
doing the advancement rolls. Like, you burn through so many successes potentially. Like, why? So yeah, so you got back, you got your pain meds, Rocco. Cherry, when you got back to the hospital, Rocco was being seen, Forrest was being seen, and while Nora was with him. What were you up to there, Cherry?
Say that one more time.
What were you up to once you got back to Cambridge and at Cambridge Hospital? Did you like get a car and go back to where you're staying? Or did you stay there at the hospital with everybody else?
No, she would have stayed at the hospital.
Okay.
Everyone.
So you would have been there with Nora and Forrest and everything. Yeah, at least at the beginning.
At the beginning, she would have, and then she would have headed to her apartment
Okay.
to shower and probably rest, and then go and do some surveillance and look
Yeah,
for.
and you would have
Clint.
a little folder of information on Clint Connolly and Claire Connolly, and you know, so that after you rest and everything, you could actually read through that, see where he was last seen, and kind of follow up on things that way, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
That's-
So yeah, you go back to your apartment and rest and everything with the plans to dive into your next mission once you wake up. Rocco, right as you were done with the hospital, you went and saw Agent Gleason then to be debriefed. I'll say he met you within you know, somewhere by Cambridge Hospital. It could have even been like in the cafeteria essentially of the hospital. Being the time of day and everything, you probably would have been able to find a spot that didn't necessarily have anybody else around enough to where you could speak in a way nobody would overhear, right?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, so Agent Crenshaw, what how did everything go at the motel?
Like we got caught with our pants down. Forrest
like
is in the hospital. Forrest in the hospital. I got knocked out. Barely woke back up to do anything. Nora
Seems like you still brought him down though. So definitely
yeah,
you.
but even a blind nut finds a squirrel now and then.
Feel like that's. Anyways, I'm going to take that off as the concussion talking a little bit there. And he slides you over a cup of coffee and everything. So with everything that's been going on, as you know, brought Nora in to, I guess, our side of the SSU, so to speak, with Delta Green. I'm sure you remember the briefing where we did that. And with everything going on, especially with Forrest in the hospital, I'm going to need you to help watch over Nora and help protect her. But I also need you to try to track down who and where this 7-foot tall man is, and potentially whoever the guy with the cane and peg leg is. If you can figure any of that information out, those are two very big blind spots that I'm hoping to, I guess, find the nut in, as you put it.
I don't know if you've read like my history of things I've done, but like I'm not a spy. I'm not somebody good at gaining intelligence. You need me to fix something? No problem. You need me to build you something? I can do that.
I understand.
Couple other things that are out there, yeah, I can probably work with that. But like, I am literally a hammer looking for nails, and you're asking me to do something subtle and that's not me. So
well,
I can try.
understand you can talk to more sources than most other people. And since no person seems to have found these two, maybe you can find something else that'll talk.
Okay, so he has
This might be the first time that he's directly, noted the fact that he has a knowledge of kind of what's going on with your head.
Do I detect, mind you, not that I am great at this, but do I detect any level of like
he's trying to be insulting or sarcastic or anything?
Not so much sarcastic, but like he claims he can talk to vehicles. Maybe I can tell him to do that, and see, like he's treating me like I'm a little bit crazy, but maybe it works, kind of.
Yeah, give me a psychology roll.
Newton, those are the guys that make the fig cookies, right? That's where my mind is going with.
Right.
Where was that
again,
87 when you were rolling single die, man?
Right. Try to recover. And then after you can get some rest, go ahead and get back to this mission. I'm sure Nora's probably going to check in with you every once in a while, like she's been instructed with the intelligence she's been gathering on Dr. Sommerfeld. But yeah. So go back to your apartment that we essentially have set up for you and get some rest. I'll be in touch, and feel free to reach out if you need anything.
Yep.
All right. So for Christina and Vorrt, since you weren't here for what you need to do to help recover sanity for yourself, aside from seeking an actual therapist of some kind, or admitting yourself to an institution, which I'm assuming neither of you will do, you can do self-help, essentially self-care. And what that is, how that works anyways, is you take something that's one of the significant elements in your backstory. So like significant objects, significant place, significant others, that sort of thing. And you describe, narrate, you doing something with that person or at that place or with that item that's supposed to help you kind of calm and, renew yourself as far as your sanity. It's up to you which one you use.
I can tell you what she did.
Yeah. Okay.
When she went back to her apartment, she was feeling very overwhelmed and a little bit lost. And so she pulled out the knife that she got from her mentor, and she got her sharpening stone out. And she has this special way that she cleans it and she
Okay.
sharpens it.
Like almost a meditative kind of process with it.
Yeah, it's like a sandstone she uses to sharpen it, and she polishes it, and she does some journaling just like her mentor taught her. But then she tears the pages up and burns them so nobody ever finds them. It's probably the most vulnerable that Cherry ever gets.
That's fair. Gets vulnerable in private, right?
Yep. And then she
Yeah.
burns the pages.
Sounds about right. Okay. Go ahead and give me a sanity roll, and we'll see how successful this process was for you.
Let's see. I think I know what is going to happen. I'm going to feel it. And she's going to be totally nuts. Where did it go? There it is. Where's sanity?
Top of your character sheet.
I see it. Wait, turn off edit mode. Is it bad? I can't see it.
Yeah, you got 26 versus
Okay.
79. I don't know which way this needs to go.
Regular success. This isn't like an advancement thing. You actually want to succeed your sanity roll with this. So you succeeded.
Okay.
Which means, let me see
I've only lost one.
how much you get increase wise. So over the time with you doing this and everything, and going through the motions, getting kind of in that meditative state, you get a D6 sanity back.
Okay. So let's see what that does.
All right,
It's a
6.
6, right?
Nice. Yeah, sanity. So
So I get to add 6.
6 to
Even though
your
80 is
sanity, essentially. Believe.
even though 80 is my max.
Let me double check, see if you can go over that max. If you can, like, yeah, you'll be at 85, but for now, just make it 80. You've essentially renewed yourself in all the stress that you ended up getting over the past couple days. That's over there. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably check over the rules on whether or not you can get over your max sanity during break. But as of right now, Nora, go ahead and let's see. You give me a Constitution roll actually at this point because you're still been awake, right? You haven't really rested yet. Okay. So, Forrest, at some point while you're sitting there reading your comics and everything, and you or Nora were trying to do less stressful things for a moment, right? You look over, and Nora is completely passed out in the chair that she was in. She probably has like her book of homework and everything that's still on her lap. You know, the pencil's still in her hand and everything, but she is sleeping nice and soundly, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
I might actually pass out if I do that too long.
Right.
Oh, in fact, would it be a problem if I dip out during the break? I honestly don't think I'm gonna
No,
be
that's
able
fine.
to stay awake much
Yeah.
longer. Okay.
That's fine.
I just don't want to cause any problems.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Fumble. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, Forrest, reaches, adjusts things.
Right, with the bed and everything. Yeah.
With the bed, reaches down, picks her up, and sets her in the bed next to him.
So you actually get out of bed and everything?
I would, yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yep. Get out of bed, pick her up, and
Mhm.
set her into the bed,
Give
and then
me
get back in
a
bed.
strength roll.
Yep.
And a constitution as well.
Wow.
Okay. Yikes.
I'm gonna push it.
Okay.
Don't drop me.
Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna use luck.
right.
I'm gonna use luck to succeed.
Yeah.
So it was still worth it because I got it because I at
Right.
least.
Yeah. So it's way harder than you know it should be.
I'm gonna.
To do it. Like you start off kind of picking her up and it goes very haphazardly and everything.
She's 100
And
pounds.
you kind of have to reach
less.
and
Yeah.
quickly catch part of it. It seems like the bullet, as it went into, by your neck and everything, your shoulders don't quite lift as well as they should at the moment. But you're able to get it over into your bed.
And
it didn't seem like you broke any of the stitches or anything while you did it.
Yep.
It hurts a bit more, but you don't think you actually pulled anything or injured yourself necessarily.
But
didn't pop a stitch.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But at that point, considering I had to push Constitution, I.
Well. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I get, like I said, I managed to get myself back in bed just barely,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not passed out. Put the make sure that she's got covers over her, but we're at different levels. Like I got the sheet over me, she just has that top cover over her.
Okay, so there's a sheet technically between the two of you, right?
Yes. Yep. But no, he just tucks her in with his arm around her so that on the good side that's not hasn't been shot, and then just passes out.
That sounds about right. All right. And with that,
that was an amazing fumble, by the way.
Right, I know. Perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
That's going to be awkward for whoever ends up seeing that. Whether it's one of you, well, if it's you, that's fine. But if she wakes up before you do, or if Cherry or Rocco walk in, right?
Yep.
It's gonna be fun times.
Yep.
But with that, I think we'll go to break.
Yeah.
Right. Just about everybody's either napping or doing what their little bits can to recover. So yeah, we'll come back when all the characters wake up.
And I will bid you all a good night.
Yes.
Back in 10, folks.
Welcome back, everyone, to Shadows of Nox. We're going to jump right back in with Echoes of the OSS, the code Cryptic Messages again. So at the moment, Forrest and Nora are both passed out in the same hospital bed. And as delicately put of a situation as Forrest could get her in while protecting her, but not making it seem like there was anything going on. But we'll see how that plays out. Meanwhile, Cherry woke up in her apartment, did her meditation with sharpening the mother of pearl handled knife, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to dive right into the file with on Clint and Claire Connolly, and Rocco, after waking back up at his place and everything and recovering, going to figure out what he's going to try to do, essentially, on figuring out the whereabouts of the 7-foot man and whoever the guy is with the cane and peg leg.
You want me to start this mess, or?
Yeah, I think we'll start with Rocco waking up in his apartment. While you dreamt, your dream was essentially of the memories of the meeting with you, Agent Gleason, and Nora, and bringing Nora into Delta Green. So you wake up with the memory that, oh, right, she's, essentially one step farther into the intelligence community than she was before. As Rocco knows, Delta Green is essentially a security clearance that's one step higher than top secret. Security clearance that most people don't even know exist. And is mainly one for covering strange incidences like what you've all experienced so far with the tome and the memory loss and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got brought in shortly after your experience during the war. Yeah, so waking up in your apartment. How would you like to proceed in trying to track down? Last you knew the 7-foot tall man was seen at the library when you picked Nora up, and the man with the peg leg and cane was seen at the cafe potentially that you all were at when you saw him briefly before you blacked out, lost time, that sort of thing.
So the idea I have to try and track down those people leads in a little more to my my weird side.
Right. Your derangement, so to speak. Right. Depending on how you want to phrase it.
But what I'm thinking of doing, or would like to figure out a way to do, is there's a reasonably solid cab environment in the area, right?
Yep.
I want to effectively await.
I believe there's typically other public transit as well, buses and whatnot, being that it's a college campus. Things like that, right?
I mean, yeah. I guess basically I want to awaken, as it were. Either like a bus or two, or a cab car, or a couple cab cars, stuff like that, and just give them a description and check back with them to see if they encounter this guy anytime in the next, let's say, week.
Let's see. So go ahead and give me a power check, essentially, to do reaching out to the various cabs and buses and everything. I'll just say you can do just one for the ones that you're able to get to.
All right.
Ooh, you could buy that back down or push it, depending on what you want to do.
I'm gonna try for the push. I don't want to spend 12 luck on that one. I'm at 41 right now.
That's fair.
Oh, come on!
It just got worse. Oh, give me a sanity check. Oh. All right. Let's see how the rest of Rocco's days is going to go. Roll me a d6, and that'll be how much sanity loss you have. 5. So once you've lost, hold on, let me check. This is close enough that this might be temporary insanity thing.
I went from 59 to 54.
Right.
That should just be, it's 10%, right?
That's for or I think it's 10% at one go for actual insanity.
Okay.
Temporary insanity is less.
Oh.
Than it.
Okay.
Because it's just like a bout of madness, so to speak. When an investigator loses 5 or more sanity points as a result of one sanity roll. So that means Rocco now gets to have some temporary insanity.
Oh no.
But before I figure out essentially what that is, right? Rocco, go ahead and give me a stealth roll, as you were likely outside talking with these various vehicles, but I'm going to say you were trying not to make it look like that obvious, right? So we'll see how well, or whether or not there were any witnesses to said attempts. All right. So somehow amongst all this,
I just want to spend too
other
long
people
being
didn't
like,
notice
fail.
enough. Right. Which, all right, well done. That's good on that part. Let's see. So, all right. So, okay. So roll a d10.
Every time I roll dice, it just gets worse.
Yay.
5. Okay. So the temporary insanity is going to last for 5 rounds,
Oh,
so to
that's
speak.
not good. Sorry. Sorry for the yay.
Um,
Boo.
5 rounds won't necessarily be that long, being that you're not in combat, so that's good. But let's see here. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll me another d10, and we'll see what bout of madness you get. A 3.
3.
Oh, man, stop it.
Oh, all right. So for the 5 rounds, right? That you're going through this bout of madness and everything. Go ahead and give me a Constitution check and a Strength check.
No.
Do you want them in a specific order?
Doesn't really matter. All right.
I'm-
Okay. All right. So,
Can I just set everything I have to be 30 or less? Because, like, that's fine. I can make
right.
those.
Yeah, you can do that, apparently. Wow. All right. So you go around trying to talk to these various vehicles and everything. You end up getting, like, being able to connect with them on a very basic level, but you get to a certain point to where it doesn't seem like you can sense them or connect with them at all. And you start questioning whether or not you had the ability to begin with after a little bit. And then you kind of lose a little bit of time, and before you know it, the last cab that you were essentially that was parked and everything that you were trying to talk to, there's the cab driver is yelling at you, saying, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?" Like, he seems really mad. You're not sure what's going on. You see that you have a little bit of blood and bruising on your knuckles, and it looks like you started punching the vehicle. And there's like dents and some broken glass here and there and everything.
Oof.
And like you don't remember attacking the vehicle, but clearly that's like you remember talking to it, and then like a moment later you apparently just lost it on the vehicle.
Damn. A 1940s cab you beat up?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Whether or
they-
not the dents are super noticeable, right?
It
Right.
fought back.
Right.
but I mean,
yeah.
you know,
Probably gonna have to put some ice on his hands, but
yeah. I mean, you know, that's
yeah.
you know, nowadays, okay, beating up a car, it's possible.
Right.
Back then, they made him still with steel.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so you got this cab driver now who's yelling at you. What do you do about that?
I look dazed, just like,
Mm-hmm.
just don't. The fuck? Huh?
And he's like, hey, buddy, what? Who's gonna pay for this?
Please yell your mom.
Just lean into the crazy.
I'll pull Yeah, I'll pull a 20 out of my wallet and give it to him.
A $20 bill in the
$20 bills
19
is quite a bit, but I mean, damaging his vehicle and everything. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I'll just give him 20. Like, this is what I got.
Okay,
Like, and I make sure, like, again, I pull my wallet. I was like, I got this. And if he has to
Right.
pull like $1 out, it's like, otherwise I got $1.
give me a credit rating roll.
Oh, come on.
I'm so
Oh,
afraid.
Oh, all right. So, yeah, you pull out a 20 and everything and give it to him
Can't even
and
do
everything.
this. I had that down with luck if I wanted to.
Go ahead and give me a luck roll.
Oh no.
Oh, so, he takes the 20 and be like, all right. Now, who's your employer? Who you work for? I'm gonna go after them. Like, this is ridiculous. And like he pockets the 20 and everything, and you then look at your wallet and realize that was all the cash you had on you.
I was like, man, I just got fired. I apologize.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have you do a fast talk or anything, which is typically what lying is, right? For that, because that sounds legitimate for the situation, right? Like I
Yeah.
would think he would easily believe that being the problem. And then like, all right, well, go ahead and
That's
give me
my-
another luck roll.
As I'm doing that, it's like, man, that's my last 20. That's like the last bit I got for a while.
All right. And it's like, look, all right. No, well, I got to call this in, to cover myself. Just get out of here then, man. Before the cops get here, all right?
Then I take off.
And then he starts looking around for a business to try to find a spot with a phone. And yeah,
again, the temptation was, I'm gonna spend like however much luck I need to fail that, because that's just the way the night is gone.
So after that, where do you head? Do you head like to the cafe to try to follow up with somebody there, or the library, or?
I'd go to a bank and see if I can get my money out of an account. Like,
All right. Yeah, that would be another credit roll rating to see whether or not you have.
because I still want to do the
Money to
thing I
pull
told you
out.
about a break, where I just go out and buy my
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
hope to be fiance
Mhm.
gift and send it to her along with a letter.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're able to pull out what you need to do the gift and everything, and to give yourself a little bit of walking around money, if you need it.
Yeah.
But yeah, your credit rating is pretty decent. So yeah, the government pays you fairly well, it seems.
And that saved what money I had from the war.
Right. Right. So I take it you go and buy the gift and everything to go
Yeah.
send it.
Yeah, I go buy a gift,
Mm-hmm.
get write a letter, get it all packaged up to send out.
Awesome. You go to the post office and everything with the package and everything after you buy it. Do you have an idea of what the gift is, or anything, or not specifically?
I was thinking like a combination of, like a fashionable scarf,
Mhm.
and since I'm at Harvard and it's got a better hospital than what we had in the area, maybe like some new breakthrough book on medicine that she'd be interested in.
Nice. That's awesome. All right. So you get all that packaged up and everything. You're at the post office. You get it sent out and everything. Everything's great there. And you notice that, at the post office, you also have a P.O. box where you get your mail
Yeah.
while you're in Cambridge. And you pick it up and you see that you have a telegram in there from Professor, is it Smithson or Smithson's?
I have to look up the name I
Not
wrote.
sure.
Give me a second here.
Yeah. Professor
Smithson.
Joseph Smithson. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, and you should have that handout from the Telegram. I'll have you go ahead and read it out loud for the stream.
Pull that back up.
Yep.
November 8th, 1945. Well done, Rocco. Stop. I've been theorizing and researching the potential for material like the one you described. Stop. I would like to see it firsthand. Stop. Call me at Purdue as soon as you get this. Stop. Professor Joseph Smithson.
Mm-hmm. And for everyone's memory, right? He sent a professor at Purdue of engineering, someone who's specifically is interested in, different material strengths and everything, and tries to find lesser known ones or theorizes about certain materials that could be manufactured. And he sent him the details on Dr. Sommerfeld's calculations, which, as far as Rocco knows, seems like it's some form of carbon, graphite, or whatnot with how electrically conductive it seems to be. But there's other properties to it that didn't make sense to him. So then he sent it to him to see if that professor, from these numbers, could have an idea of what the material is, right? But yeah, and you have his phone number, Rocco, so you can call him to, set up a time to meet him and everything if you want.
Yeah, I'll call his office and schedule something there.
Awesome. His secretary essentially answers and goes like, yes, he's been really curious about getting your call and everything, and you set up a good time with him. Would you want it so the 8th, so this is essentially the mail that you got on Thursday after you slept and everything, did other things as far as looking into your investigation, the stuff with the cabs and everything this morning, and getting the gift and everything. So it's Thursday right now in the week.
I'm sorry, say that part again. Like
It's Thursday. So depending on when you want to meet, whether or not you want to meet him Friday or sometime over the weekend later on or however.
I would call for, say, something Saturday or Sunday, whichever works out easier.
Yeah,
because it's just a phone call with him, right? Like he's not actually in Cambridge area.
Yeah, his secretary says like I'll pass that along. I'm sure he'll want to head in as soon as he's done. He'll probably get a hotel room on Friday in your area and meet you wherever you want him to, restaurant, cafe, bar, whatever, on Saturday morning. So even though you weren't able to talk with him directly, based on the way his secretary is acting and everything, who you've met in person before, he's conveyed to her that he's very interested and very excited to try to figure out what this is and share what information he does have with you for it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. And then Cherry.
Yeah.
What is your first stop then, essentially, in investigating the whereabouts of Clint Connolly and everything? It seems like the file, he was spotted in this area at one of the pubs downtown, but nobody's really seen anything other than that.
Okay, do I know which pub?
Yeah, the name of the pub would be in there and everything.
Is the file in my papers?
Yeah, in the file that you were handed and everything, yes.
Am I supposed to see it on Roll20? Are you telling?
I'm looking at the map to see if there is some sort of pub on there, because I didn't find one before, but if not, I'll make one up for later. But yeah, so you at least have that as a location that you can go and check things out at.
Okay. Well, is it daytime or nighttime?
Right now, after you woke up and everything, you probably woke up and it was later in the day that Wednesday when you got back.
Okay.
Too late to really go out and look into this sort of thing.
Well,
so
not if it's a nightclub.
Well, that's fair. You could have done it Wednesday night then.
Okay.
Gotten up after you're sleeping throughout the day and go to the bar, to the pub.
Okay, that's what she'll do.
And
She's
given the area, it's likely an Irish pub.
Yeah.
There's something on Chauncey and Garden Street called the Hotel Continental. I assume there might be.
Yeah, there's likely a pub right by that.
Okay.
I was gonna say, or
which is a similar area that the cafe was.
Okay.
That you ran into Mr. Kane and Peg Leg guy.
Okay. She's going to dress nice, but look like a college student. She doesn't want to look older than she normally is. And she's going to go down there.
All right.
With her knife, with her on her hip.
Okay.
Yeah. And she wants to see, because she has a picture of him, correct?
Correct.
She wants to see what he looks like and if he's there.
Yeah, I get a good picture of him in your mind and everything. So if you saw him there, you would recognize him. Right. Okay. So you head on down there and everything. It's dark and everything, of course, being nighttime. This bar isn't necessarily the best, well lit right now. A lot of people are smoking. But other than that, it does seem like a quiet enough place right now.
Okay. She will take a booth like in the back, and she has a book that she'll have. Actually, you know what? She will go up to the bar, order a drink. She'll get a bourbon.
Right. Okay.
No, that's not true. She's going to get a martini.
Okay.
And then sit at the end of the bar.
Okay. Give me a spot hidden roll as you're in there.
Okay. And she's going to be positioned so she can watch the door.
Okay.
Let me get to my character sheet. Hold on. It is uncharacteristically fall-like in Texas, so all of our allergies are going crazy. Spot hidden.
That's fair.
Let's see. I have to wait for it to come up on the stream for me to see it.
Oh, who's a failure?
Was it?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So roll me an appearance. So you would just click on your trait for appearance.
My trait?
So right above power and under Constitution.
Okay. You'll have to tell me because I can't see it.
Okay. That's a success. So looking around, you don't spot who you would recognize as Clint anywhere.
Okay.
But you are catching a decent amount of the attention from the various men and everything in the bar.
Okay.
Looking around, it seems like there might be one other woman in the bar that's already with a guy. So you probably look like you're the only single woman here right now.
She's fine with. She is going to stay where she is. Is the bartender a female? I'm assuming male.
Male, yeah.
She's going to strike up a conversation with him.
All right. Yeah, miss, another martini? You're still working on that one?
Is there a drink that you would suggest? Like, what do the locals drink?
Oh, I mean, I'm mainly doing coffee right now myself, but a lot of the guys around here, stouts, whiskeys, that sort of thing. occasional pilsner here or there.
Hmm. Well, let me finish this, and then I may try some coffee. Do you have cream?
Yeah.
That's the best way to have it. You have a little sugar?
Yeah, that's
That'd be
the
even
same way I have it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Great minds. Do you have a lot of regulars that come in here? Because this seems like a really homey place.
Yeah, we get a decent amount of regular people coming in.
That's
Are you new to
wonderful.
the area?
Well, yeah, kind of. I mean, I've moved to this. I've kind of lived in the Northeast for a long time, but in this area, it's kind of new for me.
Mhm.
But yeah, I really come to really enjoy it. But I would love to have a bar that I could call like my bar, my place to hang out.
Well, I mean, this is a nice spot. It's might not be the most inviting spot, but it's quiet most of the time.
That's good.
We
Honest, out
we
of
get some
character.
college kids, but nothing too bad.
Out of character. Is the drinking age 21?
In the time period, I'm not sure.
It's 18.
Yeah, I thought it was still 18 because
it
of
wasn't-
World
Okay.
War II and everything.
Yeah, it wasn't.
If you can serve, you can drink, kind of thing.
Yeah, it didn't.
Okay.
It didn't get started. It didn't get started raising up in the Northeast until the late 80s. Just
Late
far
80s?
enough.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, just far enough ahead of me so
That
I
sounds
couldn't
right.
drink, unless I went to
Okay.
Canada.
Okay.
Fair.
Good old Canucks. Okay, so she's gonna say, well, college kids aren't all that bad, but I get it. I prefer to be
Yeah, I
with
mean,
people more my age.
I'm one, college kid myself. I'm just working my way through where I can.
Well, what are you going to school for?
Out of all things, law, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Not a
I
lot.
just started a little while ago, but
And then she's gonna put her hand out. I'm Cherry.
yeah, nice to meet you. I'm Adam.
Adam. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. So what kind of law?
I don't really know yet. I guess I'm thinking more defense rather than prosecution, but I don't really know anything beyond that. Still relatively
That's
new to the
cool.
whole endeavor.
Well,
Yeah.
good luck to you. Hey,
Yeah.
that piano in the corner,
Mhm.
do you care if I play on it for a little bit?
You play piano?
I do. I'm a singer.
Oh, yeah. I could let the owner know too. Maybe we can have you come in every once in a while.
That
Right.
might be something. Oh, it could be a way
Yeah.
I could earn some money.
Yeah. Give me a luck roll, by the way.
I'm on luck.
All right. It's a hard success
don't-
on a luck roll.
Is that good?
Yeah.
I can't see it. So, okay.
So it's like I really feel like I recognize you from somewhere, though. I can't quite put my finger on it, though. Are you in anything? Do you perform around here at all, or?
I do. And I have, like, I've been in, wait a minute, before I say this.
Yeah.
Has she been in any movies?
She has. She's been in a couple different things, both
Okay.
movie and TV before.
Okay. That's what I
yeah.
thought, but I didn't want to lie.
Right.
Yes.
Like you might have been in one thing that you were one of the main characters before
Okay.
now,
She's
but
done, like,
you've been in
commercials.
more than just that. Yeah.
You probably maybe seen me on some commercials. I've done a movie.
Oh,
That could be why I
wow.
look familiar. Yeah.
Nice. A Hollywood girl.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. But I still think it's way more interesting that you're an attorney wanting to be in the law profession. That's cool.
Well, thanks. I mean, to be honest, I've never really been good at singing or dancing or anything like that, so might as well use what little bit of a brain I got.
Well, I'm just really good at dancing and singing. That's it. That's where my
That's
wheelhouse is.
fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you asked if we had any regulars in here. Are you looking for anybody, or?
Not really. I just was curious if like
Yeah.
this is a homey place. Like, I know I had some old friends that used to come here all the time, like this brother and sister that
Mhm.
they actually suggested this bar to me, but
Yeah.
their last name is I keep pronouncing it wrong. It's like Clint and Claire Cawley or Connolly. I cannot remember how they say it.
Oh, okay. Um.
Cawley? You wouldn't know, would you?
A Connolly rings a bell a little bit.
Connolly?
Yeah.
I don't. I don't. I don't know. I know. I
What was
know
his
that's.
name? He was a mechanic or something.
Yeah, I don't. He did for a living. I haven't seen them in a long time. I just remember them
Clint, I want to
suggesting
say
this bar.
his name was.
Lynn?
Yeah, Clint.
Okay. Was he?
Yeah.
I just remember him being a really nice guy.
Huh. Well, I've mainly only seen him in here by himself. He doesn't seem to want to talk to many other people. Um, but
Well,
most of the time he's
I
just drinking a glass of whiskey and seems rather upset. So,
oh,
but I haven't seen him in a while now. So,
oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, I certainly I just remembered the recommendation. That's all. I certainly am not looking to meet up with an old acquaintance who looks a
Right.
little grumpy when he comes in here. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I overheard him talking about trying to find this girl, like his sister or a girlfriend or something. And he was having a lot of trouble trying to do that, I guess. But
Oh,
I
that's
don't
too
really know much
bad.
else.
Maybe that's why he was
Right?
grumpy.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He wasn't
Well,
looking for you, was he?
I doubt it. We haven't seen each other in a long, long time. And again, like I said, we were
That's fair.
acquaintances.
Right,
I
yeah.
just know he said, if you're ever in this area, check out this bar.
Oh, nice.
It was like a small, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Let's see. Do you know what was his name? Flanagan by any chance? That's another one of the regulars that's here.
I
He
would say
comes
I
and
do
gets
play.
maybe a beer here and there and somehow tricks other guys to pay for drinks for him.
I do know a
either with
Flanagan.
darts or pool or whatever.
That
But
sounds familiar. Yes, I
yeah.
think I do know a
I can't remember his
Flanagan.
first name though. It also starts with an F, like Frank or something.
Is it something like a fern, like a plant, like a fern?
Yeah. Forrest.
Fern.
Forrest. That's what his name
Furry?
was. Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
Forrest.
He's clearly an
Forrest.
athletic-looking guy. I don't know what necessarily he does in the area.
I don't. I've met him a couple times. He might be athletic. I'm not sure, but I guess with a name like Forrest, Forestman.
That's fair. I mean, he seems like a rather nice guy. He's also one that keeps to himself up until he has to swindle somebody into paying for his drinks.
Right. Hey, we're all trying to get free drinks
But,
out here, aren't we?
yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm a
I
little
can't knock
surprised to
anybody for
hear that.
trying. The bar makes money either way, right?
Right.
So
I have to say I'm quite surprised that Forrest runs a game with other guys trying to get his drinks paid for.
well, he doesn't seem to me like the type that would be, I guess, good at acting, but when he needs to be, he can pull it off, it seems.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
he is rather good with his hands, it seems. The times like somebody did kind of catch him on his game and things got a little rough, it ended quickly. That's for sure. Right.
Well, that's.
And then he would carry him out and everything, get him a cab that I'm assuming the guy, not Forrest, but the other guy would pay for. And then he would just come back in and start finishing his beer. Like nothing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
At least we know
It's
he's.
one of the few times we've really had incidents like that in the bar, but
Oh.
it's great because it's always been, I guess, as quiet as that incident can be. Like it never spills over to anything else.
Yeah.
It's handled really easily. Yeah.
Well, he sounds like one
Crazy.
heck of a guy.
Yeah. Maybe he's a boxer or something. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe he's a stunt man. You never know.
I doubt we'd have more than one person from Hollywood in this area. I mean, I guess it
True.
is Harvard, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I doubt it. I know he's not a college student.
uh, yeah. See,
Well,
how old did he look?
I don't
I mean, he did seem a little older, but
I had
Yeah.
met him, I think, in passing.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm part of me thinks that he's. Yeah, I know him in passing,
Yeah.
but and I really like chatting with you. I have to make.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna
Here's the
write
coffee,
down-
by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. Do you have a
Yeah.
napkin?
Yeah, and he
And she's
gives you a
going to. I'm going to write down my phone number for you. This way we can stay in touch, and you can buy me a drink, like Forrest gets other men to buy him a drink.
You know what? Why not?
Okay. And I'm sure I'll be back soon. I'll finish my coffee and then
Yeah.
I'm probably going to head home. I've got a bunch of lines to learn for my next movie, but I'd love
right.
to come and play the piano and sing.
Yeah, I'll
And,
let the owner know.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have a good night. Cherry, was it?
Cherry Matthews. Yeah.
Matthews. Well, you have a good night, Miss Matthews. Thank you.
Okay. Bye, Adam.
Like drinks his coffee and seems like he's having a much better night now.
Yeah.
But
Gosh, that's my favorite part of these games.
Busting on my characters.
Yeah, the punching.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, lost Christina for a second.
Yep.
oh, my internet is just
Yeah.
being so naughty.
So for the last little bit, for tonight, I think, since it's been a couple days, but we'll deal with, Forrest and Ava waking up in their situation probably next time, right?
Okay.
But Vorrt, after you get the telegram and everything and set up the meet with the professor for the Saturday, late on Friday before that and everything, looking around, you do find that from, either talking with both people and you were able to connect with some of the various cabs and whatnot, the 7-foot man does seem to be primarily around the library, but isn't necessarily always seen. And nobody's really seen the guy with the cane and peg leg. The best one that you've heard anything from was actually your car, who remembers, from when you ran into him at the cafe and everything. Apparently, like, he walked in, and then moments afterwards, he walked out with this, odd book and got into his car and left.
Okay.
But on that Friday evening, what would you do kind of as like to help close out the evening a little bit?
Who are you talking to?
To Rocco.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Honestly, I probably would take some. Probably just take some time and do some fiddling with the car, because that's
Okay.
another thing that kind of relaxes
Yeah.
me,
Right.
so I can hopefully get a roll to try and regain some sanity.
Right. Yeah. Go and give me the sanity roll for doing the gift, like you initially did. Let's see how well that helped. Awesome. So you will get a D6 sanity back from that and from being able to connect with your professor friend and everything. Again.
So then
Alright.
do another sanity roll?
Let's see here.
Or is that I just get 2d6?
I'm seeing how often that self-help can be done. Let's see. Yeah, go ahead and give me another sanity roll. That'll work.
Do I add the d6 I just got before that?
Yes. So you would still add that 4 that you got to your sanity, and then
Failure, but I'm okay with
Okay.
that.
that's fine. Yeah, you don't. You still have the stress of everything going on. You do lose 1 point of sanity from failing that.
So I'm back to where I
But-
started the night.
That's it. Well, gain 4, lost 1. Right?
Hey, that's not
No.
bad for a Cthulhu game.
No.
Lost 5, gained 6, lost 1.
Fair.
So yes, I landed exactly where I started the night.
Which means you're doing, almost as you're doing just as good as I am. And I really didn't
Right.
do much other than,
Snuggle up with Nora.
right. Yeah.
Okay, and for Christina, for Cherry,
Yeah.
your sanity points can never go above your maximum sanity.
Okay.
So you would still be capped out at 8 or at 80
Okay.
rather. But yeah, so you're working on the car and everything. Being that I doubt your apartment has a garage, you're probably outside working on it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Go
sure,
ahead and give me
I'm
a
sure there's a
yeah.
garage or something I'm aware of that I just talked to. I was like, hey, I want to bring
Right.
in and do a little work, whatever.
Okay. Give me a listen check while you're working. Okay. Let's see. So how are you working on the car? I guess. Are you working on the hood? Are you under the car?
Under the hood
Right.
kind of thing. Like,
Under the hood, so
yeah.
you're standing,
Yeah.
kind of hunched over,
Yeah.
and everything, looking at it. Okay. Give me a spot hidden then.
You can say no.
You can say no. Oof. So next thing you know, which is a great thing to hear after failing both a listen and a spot hidden, right? You get turned around and your feet leave the ground. Like you feel someone grab at your collar area and everything, and you just feel yourself being lifted up. And you're looking at this guy that's kind of
7 feet tall.
like a wiry build, right? Still seems decently athletic and everything, not necessarily broad. Very sharp features, dark hair, dark eyes, very thin lips, and like he's just looking at you dead in the eye. How tall is Rocco?
I think I said that.
Yeah, I think it's in the backstory. 5 something?
I think it was like 5'6", 5'8", like nothing
Yeah.
major.
Yeah, okay. So he's got you a good 1.5 feet up off the ground. And he's just staring at you. Like he's not saying anything. He's barely breathing, right? And he's just staring at you. And then you hear that kind of familiar cadence that you remember from the cafe of, boot hitting the floor, then a peg leg and a cane, and then a boot, and then a peg leg and a cane, and whatnot. As that odd man walks in again and just seems like he's casually glancing around the garage while the other guy has a hold of you. It's like, oh, nice little setup that they let you use here, Rocco. So, I guess, how you been? Good, I hope.
I don't think I was ever given names, so I was like,
Yeah, there was
Nope.
no exchange of names at that cafe. Not at all.
just is what we're not. I don't know you well enough for you to call me by my first name.
Oh, well, forgive me. I'm Richard. Richard Fremantle. It's good to I guess, meet you in person. And with that, I think we'll actually call it for the evening.
Just for perspective, the guy who
Mhm.
played Lurch, Ted Cassidy,
Mhm.
and he played a ton of tall guys throughout
Yeah.
the 60s
look
and
him
the
up.
70s. He was 6'9" tall, and this guy's
Yeah.
7 foot.
Remember, my
Yeah.
son is 6'7.5" at 16.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, and the way this guy looks is very much the way Lurch did from that TV show.
yeah, that's why I picked him. It's like it's
Yeah.
But all right. So
Yeah.
real quick,
Go ahead.
tomorrow night, 7:30, we've got Shadowrun happening. 7:30 Eastern. We've got Shadowrun happening here. It is Fragan Dreckstorm's origin story. There's been some weird things happening with drones all throughout Seattle and all the games at IGM, and they continue to happen. In fact, last Thursday, a drone, well, some out of control drones took down a maximum security prison. By take down, I don't mean they broke people out of it. I mean they dropped it into the ground.
Somebody is using Drone Dash for ill repute.
Did not think of that. Thank you. Thank you very much for it. You just gave me a plot for tomorrow night. And on Thursday night, we're going to continue with Emerald Glitch. And it's going to be maximum downtime where they recover from their adventures being locked up, and two of them figure out how to be on the run now that they have criminal sins.
All right.
Otherwise, we'll be back here next Monday.
Yep. Next Monday at 9, and we'll get to figure out what happens with Rocco and the awkward situation that Nora and Vorrt will find themselves in.
It depends on your definition. See, right now they're very comfortable.
Right,
But
exactly.
Yeah,
And
but
who knows?
Forest.
However that role plays out, maybe it's not awkward at all.
Right. It might not be awkward. It that again, it depending on who walks in. Because technically he's disobeying orders.
That is fair.
Yeah. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.